shifting focus, a teacher of Delhi University has been found murdered in her flat at Delhi's Vasundhara Enclave. The Delhi police has said. Devasmita Paul was an assistant professor at Shivaji College who lived alone at Satyam Apartments in Vasundhara Enclave, East Delhi. Her husband lives in Bangalore. The police said around 2:35 p.m. a call was received at the new Ashok Nagar police station. Brian Thomas is joining me with more details. Brian, what more can you tell us?
Well, clearly as of now, Delhi University's assistant professor Devasmita Paul was found dead at her apartment. The PCR call was received yesterday at around 2:35 p.m. Before that, her sister Devarati Paul, she tried calling her sister, but obviously Devasmita was not receiving the calls. There were many calls that were made, but she did not receive. And then there was obviously tension. Devarati rushed to the place, to the location, and then this location where we are, the very Satyam apartment where she used to stay at A2605, flat number A2605. She had to break the door open to find her sister lying dead, and clearly police received the information. They rushed to the spot, and then as of now the body of Devasmita has been sent to post-mortem. As of now, what we are getting to know, she lived alone, yes, at the Satyam apartment. Her ex-husband apparently stays at Bangalore, and preliminary investigation also suggests that the professor was attacked with a heavy object, and police even found a deep head injury while her wrists were also found slit. Investigators say that there were no signs of assault, no valuable appear to be missing, and even indication of robbery have not been the motive. As of now, she has been transferred to the SLB hospital, which is around 2 kilometers from here, and there the post-mortem will be taking place. Post that, even the FSL team, the forensic team, and even the Delhi police team also reached the spot, reached the location, and as of now the police have been said to investigate, see the CCTV footages and other footages to analyze, to take the stock of some CCTVs outside the gate, near the lift, on the flat, to identify what led to that, what led to this incident. Not only that, the police also took a cognizance of the action. As of now, a BNS 103 by A BNS have also been registered, which is motive to murder. As of now, what the investigation have been saying as of now, but again, these are preliminary investigation as of now, what is going on. And as of now, she has been shifted, the body has been shifted to the SLP hospital where the post-mortem is taking place. Yes.
All right, stay on, Brian. Now, preliminary investigations suggest that the victim was struck on the head with a heavy object. Police have said. According to investigators, the woman suffered a deep head injury and her wrists were also found severed, indicating possible use of a sharp weapon. The exact sequence of events and the motive behind the crime are still under investigation. Police have not yet confirmed whether it was a case of murder or if there are any other angles being probed. So, Brian, of course, other than the head injury, her wrists were also severed. What more can you tell us?
Well, yes, clearly, as of now, the police clearly stated the fact that the wrist was severed. There was a massive head injury that was reported. Also, the police identified no foul play, which means no identification of any robbery attempt, no valuable items missing from her apartment. And since she used to stay alone at her apartment, she was apparently, what the police are trying to understand, that what exactly happened. And as of now, even though yes, BNS 103 have been issued so far, which is charges of murder, but as of now the police are still yet to identify if it was a murder or it was some other reason. Because here also, if you see, there are guards 24/7 that works here. There are guards round the clock that work here. So it becomes very difficult for any unknown people to come in the gate, because until and unless you verify you are not allowed to get in the gate. So that angle also is what the police are searching, what the police are trying to identify. The police are also seeing CCTV footages outside the lift, outside the apartment, inside the apartment, to identify if someone entered at that point of time. Because she used to stay alone, her sister rushed to the spot, Devarati Paul, and then the PCR call was made. So that becomes a point of question. And since her ex-husband also stays in Bangalore, so that becomes very difficult also. And what we spoke to the guards also off camera, since they were being hesitant to talk on camera, they clearly stated, and they were stating that for it was 3 to 4 days that she was not coming out from the building, and she even did not go to college itself because she was an assistant professor in Delhi University. She was not even visiting the professor, the college, the faculty, and she was most of the time for the 3 to 4 days especially she was inside. So there are multiple angles, multiple points that the police are investigating at the point of time, and it will be more clear after the postmortem being done to identify what exactly happened. Yes.
That's interesting, Brian, that you mentioned that, because she didn't come out for 4 days. That, of course, adds a layer to this, viewers. Now, police have launched a murder investigation after a woman was found dead at her residence with severe injuries. The body has been sent to LBS Hospital for post-mortem examination to ascertain the exact cause and time of death. Officers have ruled out robbery as a motive, stating that jewelry and cash kept inside the house were found completely undisturbed. A formal murder case has been registered and several teams have been formed to investigate the matter. So, Brian, of course, a lot of things will emerge from the post-mortem report. But clearly the fact that her wrists were also severed and there was cash and jewelry intact indicates a lot.
That is the question that comes to the police mind itself. That is a question that are coming to the investigator's mind, that the motive, if it's a murder, then obviously first being the motive, second being how did they enter this very premises where there is a guard 24/7 there at this very apartment. Now even they ruled out the robbery attempt, if there was any robbery, because there was no valuable item missed. So now the picture would be more clear once they get an access of the CCTV footages, the CCTV cameras, once they get a hang of the postmortem reports, what it comes to understand how the head was, what was that heavy object that hit her.
All right, we're going to try and get back to Brian, but the case came to light after Paul's sister, Devrati Paul, grew concerned when repeated phone calls to her sibling went unanswered throughout the morning. When she reached the apartment, she found it locked from the outside. Suspecting something was wrong, Devrati, her sister, broke open the lock and entered the flat only to find her sister lying dead inside. She immediately alerted the police through a call to the police control room, informing officials that her sister had been murdered and was inside the residence. I want to go back to my colleague, Brian Thomas, very shortly. There seems to be an issue with the connection there, but we're going to try and re-establish that, viewers. But this is, of course, a very shocking case, viewers. Now, this a lot of angles are being explored in this case, and of course the matter is under investigation, so we wouldn't want to speculate. But this is, of course, a murder, viewers, that we're discussing, which has happened, and it's rather shocking. This is a teacher of Delhi University who has been found murdered in a flat at Delhi's upscale Vasundhara Enclave. Brian Thomas is joining me with more details. Brian, of course, we were telling our viewers about how her sister discovered her body after making repeated calls to her since morning, which went unanswered.
Well, Vaishali, this was the situation of the humanity called multiple calls to the sister call. She was receiving the call, she was not answered immediately. And then she was obviously worried, and she asked to be located. She went to a place where she was staying, and she found that the door is locked from outside. Then obviously there was nobody. She broke the lock, broke the door, and she went to enter. She found the remote with her, and as soon as she saw that made a call to the police. The PCL call was made at around 55. The police was to the spot. The official team that is spot. Just when the police arrived at the bottom, they would be the water is for taking patients to the hospital, which is 2 kilometers from there. And currently, as this photo is going on, and the police are trying to, identify them. Use the loopholes that have in some sense of, advanced way, better identification of what exactly happened, what immediately this is more clear. That's it. Yes.
All right, Brian, thanks for joining me. Now, a